The trades are better paying than ever before. How do you get into them? I'm John Capello of Stigma, and I want to help you get into one of these careers. Today, we're talking about locksmiths. Now, when you think about locksmiths, you might be thinking about someone who is helping you when you have a problem because you locked yourself out of your house or something like that, right? For me, I've realized that this job is much bigger than that, right? That's maybe part of it. And there's also going to be matching keys and making new keys and that sort of a thing. But there is going to be maybe work in safes or more high-tech systems as well. There's a lot that is involved with security systems, even like a bit about puzzles as well. So if you kind of feel like you're that kind of a person, you're a person who likes to think through puzzles, you're a person who likes technology, you're a person that likes technical kinds of things, this might be a great career for you. And that's what we're going to talk about today, is to peek into what does it take to become a locksmith? What does this career look like? What does it pay? And what is the future outlook of it? To start us on that route, we want to look at a 10-step program here that really helps us to describe what it is that a locksmith does. And that is the first step here. So the first thing is to actually make installations, as you might imagine, right? And repair and adjust these locks as well. So this is not just for your home or for your car. This might be for businesses. It might be securing the Coke recipe or something like that, right? We don't want to find out what all 23 flavors are in Dr. Pepper. I don't know why there's all soda stuff here, but you get my drift here. There might be some kind of security issues that we're trying to install for. It might be for you to cut new keys. It might be to program electronic keys, right? This is becoming far more commonly used throughout the entire nation right now. Not only just for your houses or maybe your rental properties, for example, but it might be for some more complex businesses and processes that you're trying to secure. Locksmiths also just don't install keys. They're going to be looking at the systems as well as far as security goes. So it might even be down to control systems. It might even be camera systems. It might be kind of touch panels. It might be thinking about the ways in which this business or this environment needs to be protected. It becomes pretty complicated. I know for myself, as we finished an edition last year, we had to consider our new security system, and that person came in and they really had to do a deep dive on the things that we desired as a client, but also the layout and the new layout of our house, and so that we could feel at the end of the day really rested and happy and safe. And there was a locksmith that helped us do that. So this might also be the case for locksmiths that they're looking at emergency kind of security systems or safety systems as well. So this might be for your car, it might be for your house, and it might be for a business as well. So it might not just be the normal uses or passageways through in these businesses, but it might be these emergency conditions. Or we might have to say, hey, if point A goes bad, then it causes a cascading event that now this door now needs to lock. And the puzzle piece of that, it would be the job of a locksmith. So what are the baseline requirements in this career? One is that you don't need to have a college education, but you do need to have a high school diploma or a GED. And you probably need to have a clean criminal record as well, right? That creates a good amount of credibility for the people who are actually going to be employing your services. It would be helpful as well for you to have a driver's license as you're moving from site to site and being able to be mobile for the things that you need to do with your skill as a locksmith. And then finally, you might also consider that you should have some strong problem-solving skills and a good amount of communication as well. It's not simply that you need to be able to get to the job and do the job. Almost always you're going to be talking with the person that you're trying to help, whether it's an installation or it might be a very stressful day for them as they are locked out of whatever it is that they need to get into, and you are the person that's wearing the cape at that moment. You need to be able to have some good client communication in moments like that. Let's look at some of the safety and legal basics here that you might have to be considering. One is that there are some places, some states that have licensing requirement that probably is going to be mostly involved with installation of very high-tech or higher security kinds of installations. You have to always adhere to the privacy and security laws when you're handling these kind of locks and sets and keys that way. And then lastly, you might consider as also if you're going to be doing this independently, this is not something that you have to do to for your entire career. It might be something that you're just a weekend warrior on, for example, but you're going to have to carry your own liability insurance as well. As you're dealing with very sensitive things, you yourself need to be a credible person, but people will also feel the credibility of the insurances that you hold. So how do you get the training to actually get into this career? One way to do that is actually through an apprenticeship. So there might be an actual program that you can be involved in where you're working with an experienced locksmith, learning the mechanical and the electronic systems. It's not clear that you can just go on day one and know these types of things very quickly. You might be able to have some helpful skills within the first couple months or so, but there are some technical systems here that you need to learn and consider, and the applications of your solutions will be very widespread as there's all different kinds of environments, locks, keys, and security systems that you'll be dealing with on a day-to-day basis. The second thing that you can do is maybe consider a trade school or an online school as well. This might be 6 to 12 months and an investment of your money as well, but it will get you to be involved in that trade in a much more deeper way, building skills that you can go out and use not only for yourself, but you can go out and use for someone who's looking to hire. Lastly, you can go ahead and learn on the job. Go online right now and look for some of these jobs that are open and just admit where you are and where you stand. It may be not much. It may be a little certification program that you started to get involved in and prior to looking for these types of jobs. But the reality is that there are many people looking for locksmiths right now, and they might be willing to hire you right out the gate and train you along the way. There are some licensing rules in this nation. About 15 states will require that locksmiths are licensed, and the other kind of requirements would be like a background check. There may be some training hours as well, a state exam that you would have to take, and sometimes you would actually have to hold your insurance as well. So what do these jobs look like? They are varied all across the nation, right? If you're someone who likes to sit at a desk and do one thing very consistently, this is not for you, right? One of the jobs that you might do is that you might be self-employed and have a mobile van itself on a locksmithing station that you can go out and help people who need your services maybe in an inconvenient time, right? As they lock themselves out, but it would be worth a little bit of extra money. Another one is that you can become an employee of a locksmith company in and of itself. So do more of that, 9 to 5 kind of a job, working day shift mostly, and working kind of these jobs that you already have preset with certain clients or installations that have been sold ahead of you. Maybe what you want to do is actually niche this more into an institutional locksmith. So maybe you're looking at governmental buildings, hospitals, schools, things that are not only that we want to secure, but the things that we're trying to secure are a little bit more sensitive as well. And so there may be additional requirement of background checks. There may be additional requirement of training. There may be a little bit of employment actually into those companies in and of themselves so that you are one and the same and they can keep it internal. Lastly, you might even consider here that you can get into security companies as well. So like I said before, you're not just dealing with keys and locks, you're dealing with security systems, and your knowledge of keys and locks can be involved in these control systems as well. So it might be wiring, diagramming, it might be planning out, it might be installation, it might be maintenance on these things, but working for a company allows you to focus on just the task that's in front of you. You don't have to do the sales, you don't have to do the payroll, you don't have to do anything else other than the job that you're very skilled at doing. So what is the pay and what is the outlook on this job? Well, kind of the average pay right now, if you look across the nation, would be about $40,000 to $60,000 a year, especially if you're going to be starting in this industry. You're going to probably be on that lower end of about $20 an hour. And top earners can earn over $75,000 an hour and even beyond that point. This is a niche career, but it has steady demand. And so what we've found is that many people who would do a career like this, and there's some others in this series that we've talked about, you can land on the lower end and maintain the lower end. But if you continue to build your expertise, build the skills that you have, build the ability to know different kinds of systems that can be installed and maintained, you really grow your value. And there is a growing demand as well in turnover in vehicles. If there's apartment buildings that are being put up, there's even growing interest in electronic security systems right now. And all these things are very good outlook outlook for getting involved as a locksmith. It's something that is a little bit off to the side. This is a little bit what we're trying to do on this podcast, is to highlight some careers that maybe people don't think about all the time, that you can find a niche in and really excel at and find a tremendous career in, even though people might not know about it from day-to-day conversation. So just a little review here on their day-to-day and your lifestyle. It is going to absolutely be mobile. You're going to be moving around from scheduled jobs to emergency calls on a day-to-day basis. You're going to be working in all types of places, whether it be in a home, whether you're just meeting someone up in their parking lot because they locked themselves out of the car. Maybe it's in a business. Maybe it's some other kind of place as well. It is going to be a bunch of different experiences and places. You should really have good kind of communication skills with these people because they're all in different kinds of situations, and a lot of that will be, of course, emergency as well. So there may be a time as well when you're going to be looking at nights and weekends. It may be inconvenient, but of course, those are the moments when you can cash in on your expertise as well. So it's not unpaid in those moments is the best part of it. As we look at a career ladder here, you might start as a helper, but there's many other steps into licensed locksmithing. Maybe you actually become a master locksmith. You can become a shop owner, and this is a great business that you can own by yourself, or you can go ahead and train other people to go and do that work for you as you focus on other parts of that business. If you have more of an entrepreneurial spirit, this is a really good kind of career that you can build and expound upon and create for yourself a passive income as other people are doing the actual locksmithing for you. So if this is a career that's sounding interesting you, maybe a niche that you want to get yourself into, you might also consider some professional development. At some point, you should really look into this if you get down the road of considering this. And that would be with the Associated Locksmiths of America, the ALOA, and they have a couple certifications for you to consider. For example, you can become a certified registered locksmith or a certified professional locksmith, and lastly, a certified master locksmith. These types of certifications will not only bring you the credibility that you need to be hired, but maybe get jobs on your own and make some income in this career. Do yourself a favor, and at the description on this video, there is a link to another video that will describe this kind of information and what does the day-to-day actually look like in this career. More than that, we want to actually give you steps. So it's not just us talking about this career, but we want you to actually make some actions if this career sounds like something you'd like to explore. So we have our 90-day action plan for locksmiths. How do you get from ready, idle to actually running down the field and making some advancement in this career? Download it for yourself. Post it up on your mirror in the bathroom and get yourself running into a career that can be like this. In preparation for this, we also looked at some job offerings so that you can understand what is actually out there currently. These are current jobs that you can actually apply to if you have those skills. So out of New York City, they have locksmiths that are looking at $80 an hour. Cincinnati, $85 an hour. San Diego, $85 an hour. These are incredible rates that can really provide a very healthy lifestyle for you, the ability to grow, and maybe even increase your skills in ways that would really serve your life. My own trade, I want to remind you that I did not grow up thinking that I would think boiling water was fun or something I'd be passionate about. But as a boiler operator today, I really love what I do. In the same way, I can't tell you that as I think about being a locksmith, it's something that I would be very, very passionate about. Even after a video like this and listening to other people, it's not something that I could really grasp, but I can bet that just like now I look at boiling water as something that I can become very passionate about and talk about all dang day, in the same way, locksmiths, I'm sure, have this ability of having that very satisfying job that is now complete, knowing that the the businesses that are involved in this are safe, secure, or now open to them because it was locked in a time when that shouldn't have been. This is a career that can be so niche that people can be really happy and involved in it. And what I would encourage you to do is not listen to us, but listen to the people who are doing it. Get yourself involved in the associations, get yourself involved in deeper research, and get yourself on the chat boards that we provide in this as well, so that you're actually talking to people who are doing the work and they can explain their experience on a day-to-day basis, ask the questions that you might have, and help them develop new questions for you to ask. We hope that at the end of this video that what you do is you have a better picture of what a locksmith actually does and is, and what it can make as a career for you. We hope that you're taking those next steps in understanding it and putting it as a viable option if you feel like it could be. In this series on our podcast, we want to make sure that these careers that are paying so well are not just this ethereal thing that we're talking about that you cannot actually touch. We actually want to bring it down into the dirt where you can look at it and examine it and see, are these the steps I want to go forward with? In our next podcast, we're going to be looking at riggers.